Hello and welcome back to Spellhammer Farms. Well, Spellhammer Fields, I guess, would be a more appropriate name because we still have nothing but grass. Got some snow falling on our heads, and last episode we got some much needed upgrades. If we take a look over here, we've got our big old truck and a big old trailer. We've also got a new skid steer, which is a little bit heavier, and a big low loader for doing some transport missions. Finally, we got this tool here, which allows us to load grass directly into our new trailer from our forage wagon. So today's mission is to mow this field because that field over there isn't quite ready yet. So we're going to try to knock out this entire field, which should be easy using our new mowing setup. And depending on how much grass we end up with, we might run it off to the feed dealer because I believe prices are really good right now. Let's take a look. Well, it said high demand, but $150 per 1,000 liters, I think is what that is. Not too bad. Or it might be per 100 liters. I'm not sure. I feel like it's more than that because I got about $20. No, actually it is per 1,000 liters. So that's what we're working with today. So we may wait. I don't know. I didn't check the price fluctuations. What month are we in right now? December. Okay, so it is like near the peak price. It's just not that good at peak. Okay, I can deal with that. So let's go ahead and get this field mowed, get it loaded up, and then see what else we have to do because I think the snow is going to be coming in. It won't make much sense to be mowing that field during the main part of winter. So we'll probably do some transport missions instead of mowing after this field is done. But let's go ahead and get this one knocked out. And that's our first load of grass full. That's 16,000 liters. So that's going to be a decent amount of money. I did bump into our auger pipe here. Again, I didn't Google what that's called. Let me do that really quickly. It looks like it's just called an auger, so I'm not that far off. So I'll just call it an auger from now on. So let's get this repositioned. I need to turn it on anyways. I bumped into it when I was mowing. Not ideal, but that's okay. All right, so now we should be able to back right up to this and have all 16,000 liters loaded in just a few seconds, hopefully. We'll see. I haven't actually loaded a full wagon yet, but we do have to get right over it. Go. Boy, I'm not very good at reversing, am I? That's okay. It's just like me pulling an RV in real life. It's always an adventure. So maybe I think about right there should be good enough. So let's start unloading it. Perfect. We got the unloading prompt. I want to watch it go into the trailer back there. So let's go ahead and dump that. Hopefully we won't get any piles at the bottom of the auger. And we did not, but boy, that trailer's getting awfully high. It's loading in there. Is it full? Did we fill up that compartment? Maybe we have to pull forward now. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we did. So each one holds 10,000 liters. Okay, that's interesting to know. So let's pull this one forward. And we should be able to... Hey, I already had some in there, I guess. So let's go ahead and turn this off. And get the rest of that wagon unloaded. I'll tell you what, this is much better than how we started the series. I was loading the dump bed of a Mahindra side-by-side with a shovel and mowing the grass with a scythe. So this is the kind of progress I love in this game, where you're slowly getting better equipment, better processes, and just making way more money way faster. It's kind of like a business tycoon game in that sense. Let's turn this off. Now, how full are we in this? We have room for a little bit more grass. Let's see if we can fit the rest of this in here, because we don't have that much more to mow. This tractor really struggles up some of these hills. And there's the final bit that I'm going to mow. There's a few stragglers, but I'm not too worried about perfection here. So let's see if we can load the rest of this back up into our semi and get it off to the feed dealer while the prices are high and make some money. I'm not sure how much this is going to be. I didn't do the math exactly because I kind of like the suspense, to be honest with you. There we go. Let's see if it'll all go in there. Come on. No, we're going to have a little bit left over. We'll probably leave it in here until we have a full wagon. Let's take a look at how much total we ended up with in the truck. Boy, that is piled pretty high, isn't it? We ended up with 20,000 liters. So let's head off to the animal dealer and see what that turns into money-wise. Need to get on the interstate over here. And I just noticed that we're only 97% full. So probably because the pile was so high, I could have like scooted the truck forward a little bit and got a little bit more in there, but that's okay. Let's take this beast on the interstate and cut straight over to the animal dealer. This is a much faster route than I was taking earlier in the series. I didn't realize it would be. Then I tried it, and yeah, way faster. I'm not sure exactly how this trailer is going to unload, so I'm just going to back up into the unloading area and hope that it tips from the rear, maybe. We'll find out. There we go. We're at $10,103, and let's see what we end up with after selling all this grass at peak price in December. So our first compartment got us $1,500. And let's see what our second compartment gets us. I think we're going to have to actually get this thing sideways in here. Oh boy, this isn't great, but if we can get it to where it will give us the overload icon, that would be great. Okay, how do we unload this one? It let us unload the first one, and it went kind of out the side. How do we undo this one? Let me try pulling around this way. Hopefully it's going to let us. That would be a shame if we have 10,000 liters of grass that we can't unload. There's always a bit of a question mark with this game as to what you can do, what you can't do, that kind of thing. It's really not wanting to let us unload that. I wonder if they're just not buying any more grass at the moment. It shows that they're buying it, so it's just not giving me the unload icon. So I'm not really sure what to do about that. Maybe it unloads from the other side? You have to back into it that way? Let's try that. I mean, I'm about as in there can be, so not exactly sure what's going on here. Maybe I can use the shovel to unload it manually. Okay, I figured it out. I had to turn on my little helper window to show me the controls, but I had to change the actual tip side of the trailer, and now I'm able to tip this front left side into here. So we should end up with about $3,000 from this one load, which would be pretty good money if we didn't spend 10 minutes trying to figure out how to unload it. So next time we will make much better money, but I think that the grass days of our journey are about over with, because this just is not a great return on our time. So we really got to start getting into productions to get some things that will make us better money. So let's get back over to our land and we'll figure out what our next steps are for today, because we still have some daylight left. It's going to be January and probably snowy after we sleep, and we probably will have to do some transport contracts, because I really don't want to mow in the snow, because that would feel really dumb. Home at last. The other thing we really need to take care of is the fact that we're living out of a tent at the moment. We have, $150,000 worth of trucks and trailers, but we live out of a tent. Doesn't really make the most sense in the world, but that's okay for now. So that's that field done. $3,000 in the bank. But we're out of grass to mow. And as the Starks would say, winter is coming. So I guess we can go kick the tires on our new transport contract setup, huh? Let's unhitch this. We've still got a few hours of daylight left, I think. Turn this big old truck on. Head down here to our low loader with our new skid steer, which we haven't actually used yet, so I'm pretty excited to try it out. I think we're going to be doing a lot of transport contracts during the snowy months of the winter, so we should have a nice little nest egg by the time it's time to mow again, and maybe we can even get a production going during the winter. We'll see. I think we can probably afford chickens. Let's look really quickly. Animals. Definitely not cows. Horses are expensive. Pigs are expensive, though not too bad at $28,000. Sheep, $26,000. That's interesting. Getting some wool production would probably be pretty good as far as income, but I think they require silage or maybe just hay. I'm not sure. Chickens, yeah, we can get a coop for $6,000. They do not require any water. They just require feed. Feed's not too bad. Let's see how much a bag of feed is. Say we do a big bag here. I think they have, yeah, $1,400. Not terrible, I suppose. So let's take a look at our contracts. We do have some transport contracts. And since we've got our big truck and our big trailer and our bigger skid steer, let's try out this high dollar one, $6,000. And empty containers, that sounds okay. And take them to carpentry. So let's accept that. And it looks like it disappeared. Well, with mods, sometimes strange things happen. So let's pivot to this one. We'll be transporting produce from Johnson's Farmer Market to the customer at the bowling restaurant, which is right by where we live. So let's try that one. And that one worked perfect. So let's head down to the farmer's market, which is right close to the animal dealer, if I remember. In talking about animals and productions, I kind of wonder what the best route is, because maybe we'd be better off actually getting into planting some crops besides grass. But I'm just worried that the equipment overhead on that is so much that we'd end up in the hole and have to dig out of it. I do like doing productions, and we're well equipped to transport pallets and sell them. So that's definitely tempting, especially like a greenhouse type of situation, because the only input is water, and then we get a bunch of vegetables and stuff out that we can sell. But I've also never really done chickens at any kind of scale, so that's also pretty interesting to me. And we still get to handle pallets, which it may be strange, but I kind of like handling pallets in this game. Okay, this is a big trailer for this little area, but I managed to not hit anything. And now we can get positioned up, unfold our trailer, unstrap our skid steer and get started loading up these strawberries, tomatoes, strawberries, delicious. We don't have to pack them tight because we don't have very many to carry, and this trailer is gigantic. I also just realized with the tracks on this, I don't know if it works this way with the other skid steers that have normal tires, but I don't actually have to be going forward to turn, which is nice. I didn't realize that before. It's really, really handy for navigating tight spaces. Let's stay on here. There we go. There we go. Yeah, we made pretty quick work of that, I think. Looks, okay. Get that trailer folded up, get everything strapped down, and we're heading out to the restaurant right by our land, actually. There's our destination right there. We're going to stay on the road instead of cutting through the forest. Not really that much extra effort. And I wish that grass field was grown up so we could mow all that. And I do think, speaking of making more money and more efficiently, I think now that our mowing situation is dialed in, we would be wise to do silage. So maybe that is a path forward. But I'm not 100% sure. I'm trying to be smart about where we spend our money because, yeah, we have a little bit now, but it still is such a fragile balance, really. And if we make the wrong call, we could end up in bad shape. All right, we have arrived. Let's get these unloaded and get paid. No one saw that. I'm a professional, don't worry. A basketball in my way. And it didn't pop. That's a pretty impressive basketball. This is kind of a tight squeeze, but no problem for the new skid steer. Yeah, this new setup is absolutely beautiful for transport contracts. That went so quickly, and really, we had no trouble with the pallets, which is awesome. And we're about to get paid. Let's see how much. I think it was 4,000 something. Yeah, 4,150. Let's collect that. And boom, we have $17,000. That is a good payday. Let's do maybe one more of these. Let's do this big one here. If it will work, let's try. Yeah. So we need to go to the carpenter and take them to the rail silo. Not sure where those are at, so let's get on. It's looking like we'll hit $20,000, which is a new milestone in this series. I don't think we've been that high, maybe ever. Now, we do have a lot of leased equipment, but you know what? At least we are making progress. Here we are coming up to our destination. I think the contract said empty pallets. If so, awesome, because I'm pretty sure carpentry pallets are pretty heavy. Looks like that might be them right around there. They don't look empty, though, so let's see if we can maneuver our way around, get in a good position to load them up. Let's take a look at what we got. Not empty. 1,000 liters of planks. Perfect. So here's the real test for our skid steer. If it's going to tilt, it's going to do it on 1,000-liter pallets of planks, I would say. We'll probably try one at first, and then if it does good with one, maybe I can stack them up. It looks like there's 6 total. Shouldn't take too long to get these loaded up. Yeah. like nothing. Looks good. Let's see if we can do 2 of them. Moment of truth. Oh, yeah, that's pretty heavy, but it looks like we're doing it. That's awesome. That's looking pretty good, and this setup is just fantastic. I think I've already said that, but for transport contracts, this is wonderful. The skid steer is able to handle these heavy pallets. This trailer has so much room on it for these types of contracts. I don't know if there are going to be some with a lot more pallets, but we could handle a lot more. I mean, we could handle double what we have now. Well, it looks like I got a little turned around over here, so I'm going to have to just go this way. It is getting quite dark, so I think this is going to be our last task for the day. But this will be a good payday. We'll be over $20,000 in the bank. I think our leasing costs are still only a couple $1,000s a day, so I think we'll be in good shape to start getting into some more revenue streams. Now the challenge is going to be to find the drop-off point for these pallets. Looks like right there, so maybe no challenge at all. And it's late enough, there's no traffic. Let's just stay parked here while we get everything unloaded. Let's really test the strength of this skid steer and try to grab all 4 of these at once. There's no way this is going to work. If it does, I'll be very impressed. Oh boy. Nope, not going to make it. But we can kind of put them over there. And then maybe we can manage to grab them from the other side. Once they're in the drop-off zone, it doesn't really matter if we tip over. And it's getting late enough, I really need to hurry this up because we're out of light. Need to get back home and get some sleep. Prepare for our next day. Still don't know what it's going to hold. I think we're probably going to get into some chickens. It just seems like a good, logical next step. Let's see if we can get these off of here. Got one. That's all right. No big deal. Sometimes when you try to rush things and be hyper efficient and multitask, you actually end up being much less efficient. There we go. Let's go ahead and get our payday for that. Should be a cool $5,000. What are we missing? I bet it's those pallets over there. They're not quite in the drop-off point. Still nothing. Is it because it's sideways? No way. I'm sure I've turned these in while they were sideways before. Maybe it's because they're stacked? There we go. Okay. So, what do we end up with? $22,000. Oh yeah. We are really making some progress now. Okay, with that, I think I'm going to call it for today. We've made a good amount of money. We've got some money to spend tomorrow when there's actual daylight. And we have a decision to make. Do we want to start doing some silage? Or do we want to go ahead and start getting into productions? Not sure. We'll see. We definitely need to switch it up a little bit. I feel like silage might be kind of samey since we're still going to be mowing. But if we're mowing anyways, why not make more money? Good questions. We'll answer those questions tomorrow. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.